All right, in this video, we're going to talk about some of the specifics that go along with Darwin's theory of evolution by means of natural selection. We're going to describe the conditions that are necessary for selection to occur, what evolutionary theory suggests about the unity and diversity of life. So evolution by means of natural selection. What are the parts that make up Darwin's theory that explains how living things change? There's struggle for existence. There's limited resources such as food, mate, space, etc., that individuals must compete for. So some individuals are going to have a better chance of surviving. So there's variation within the population. Some of that variation leads to adaptation. So there are differences among individual populations. Some variation gives individuals with those variations an advantage in terms of survival and reproduction. So some variation doesn't have an effect. Some has a negative effect, but those that have a positive effect on surviving and reproducing, we call those adaptations. So this kind of leads into Darwin's idea of survival of the fittest. The individuals that are best adapted to their environment will survive and reproduce more often and pass their genes on to the next generation. So fitness, in terms of biology, describes how well an organism can survive and reproduce in its environment. Fitness basically means more offspring that look like that individual. Natural selection is the process by which organisms in nature with variations most suited to their environment survive and reproduce more often. That's how natural selection works. So selection suggests a common ancestor, and Darwin, came up with this idea that all living things are the descendants of one common ancestor. And again, here's Darwin's finches. You can see they kind of trace back to the original finches from the mainland that came over to the Galapagos, and then mutations created new traits that were advantageous in certain islands. On those islands, they became more common, and we got all the different species of finches that Darwin